Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Carol.
In 2016, we sold almost everything we own, and we took our 3 teenage kids on an epic family road trip around North America and the world.
We knew we could always make more money, but we could never get back time.
As a family, we valued time more than money and experiences more than things. Along the way, our kids grew up into awesome young adults while developing the entrepreneurial skills and life experiences that have set them on their own adventurous paths. In our new chapter as empty nesters, our adventure continues, both off the grid at our cabin in the wilderness and on the road exploring distant places in our well-equipped expedition truck.
Hey, Lando. So every time Lando sees our bags packed, he knows something's up, and then he gets all mopey. More when he doesn't see his food box going and his bed and blanket. But so I'm taking him on one last little walk before we hit the road and head on over to Expo West. It's such a beautiful day. The wind has died down and just perfect. Good day to travel.
Okay. You guys have fun at Expo and all that.
It'll be good.
Shipping the truck.
Thank you.
Have fun, man.
Be safe.
Yep.
We'll see you in a couple
It's fun, the
months.
truck shipping.
Yeah. Bye, you guy.
Sometimes I'd even leave it rolling on someone for fun. Like I thought they thought I was joking.
All right. Bye. You guys stay here.
Let's go see them. Let's go see Mom. Come on.
Here, I'll push you off.
Made it to Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and hit the first grocery store that we could find and get restocked for the big road trip, and of course found our favorite Spindrift drinks for the road trip. What we like so much about them is that they're made with real fruit and they're delicious. I hope they bring them to Canada soon. We've got our eggs and a bunch of fast meals to cook on the road. Wow, we really did shop hungry.
It should be good for the whole month.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
All right, let's go. So Taco Bill, you just commented on today's Mother's Day video and said you're going to be at Expo, so we'll see you there, my friend.
And thank you everyone for all the wonderful Mother's Day wishes and all your kind notes, and we just love having you guys along with us. And we're super excited to be able to see some of our friends and some of you guys at the expo, and that's what it's all about, is getting to meet you all and meet new friends. And so yeah, right now we're gonna head, how many hours do you think? Just a few.
Yeah, we've got a
early.
long ways to go. I mean, Expo's on Thursday, today's Sunday, so we got time. We'll make it just on time.
we go up quite a ways, and then it's off on our left side.
So we're near Munising, Michigan, and we've camped in this area before, so we know it's got some good spots. It's only 7:30. We could press a couple more hours, but I think what we're gonna do is just get camp set up and then get up early tomorrow and make up that extra time in the morning. So let's see what we can find for a camp spot.
Plus, the next camp spot is like 4 hours away.
Right, yeah, if you miss the camps in this area for any dispersed camping anyway, then you have to go commit to another 4 hours, which we're not quite ready to do tonight. That feels pretty good there.
Yeah, pretty level.
Not too bad. There's already some kind of little black flies, so we're deploying the bug screen for the first time this season.
So we're just organizing some of our gear because we kind of put it in a little bit fast. It being Mother's Day weekend, and we wanted to spend as much time with the kids as possible. But yeah, it's nice to be back on the road. It's a good feeling to be on the road again and out exploring. So this is exciting. I am pretty tired. I haven't slept for a few nights just with excitement and just going over all the checklists and even saying goodbye to Pete Jr. We won't be seeing him for 4 months because he'll be on his trip and then we'll be on our trip. But we are kind of in the talks of, if it works out, to maybe meet him in Europe somewhere. So that would be really fun. I'm just gonna finish unpacking the last bit, and then we'll probably just sit, relax, maybe make something light tonight, and then get the coffee prepped for tomorrow morning, bright and early.
Do you want to eat breakfast now, or do you want to drive a bit and then pull over and stop by the lake and make breakfast?
Yeah, we could do that. Good morning, we're back on the road. It's 6 o'clock and we are going to try to drive a good 12-15 hours today. If we do that, we could possibly end up in Medora, which is North Dakota, west of Bismarck, and we have a great camp spot there overlooking Teddy Roosevelt National Park in the North Dakota grasslands. It's one of our favorite spots on this route, so I don't know, we'll just knuckle down and drive. There's a really nice breakfast joint in this town called Earl E. Birds. I don't think we have time. We don't have the luxury of sitting for long breakfast today, and actually for the next couple of days, because we're going to be cranking so hard to get to the expo on time. But yeah, if you're ever in Munising, it's a great place to check out. So we said we don't have time to stop, but seriously, look at this. This is the south shores of Lake Superior. The sun's coming up in the background. We just gotta stop. We'll be a little bit late to Expo, but we'll be there. Look at that.
So we found diesel for $3.47. It's been $3.74
Yeah.
everywhere
I
else.
think this is about yeah, it's about the best price, but we haven't done the conversion, so we don't know what it is dollars per liter, but we'll figure that out. But I think fuel is cheaper in the States than Canada. I think $3.47 per gallon is 98 cents a liter. American dollars, so probably like $1.10 or something. Not bad.
Not bad. Got some omelet buddies.
America runs on donkey. So we are now in beautiful Wisconsin, heading across along the bottom of Lake Superior all the way to basically to Duluth, Minnesota. So that at the end of Lake Superior we'll cross into Minnesota and keep heading west. Alright, thank you Wisconsin. We just skirted across in a matter of probably 2 hours. We are now in Minnesota, and we're doing the same thing for Minnesota. We're going to just cut across the top and get into North Dakota. That'll take probably 3 hours, I guess. Probably 4 hours from now, we'll be in North Dakota. Alright, back on the road. We're in Minnesota here, and as you can see behind me, the leaves are on the trees, which is not the case back at, not yet anyway, back at the island. They're probably 2 weeks ahead of us in terms of summer coming on, but it's the first time seeing leafed up trees since last year, so that's kind of cool.
but no one's there.
Oh, you mean the spot?
Yeah, I like this spot way over that spot. I really like this spot.
Yeah, that was
Yay! So here, just find a nice spot. So this spot, like we said, is one of our favorites. You just feel like you're in the Wild West. I don't know, it's just so wild. And the landscape, it's, I don't know, right out of the Western books. It is warm, so beautiful. Once we get set up, I'll get my binoculars and just start scoping it out. So yeah, we had a long drive, but it wasn't so bad. Like, it was pretty straightforward. We made it here safely, and that's always a bonus. I can't believe we did. Like, the truck is really a game changer with how far and comfortable you can go. Like, being comfortable, I guess, on my hair. But so we'll get the top up and our chairs out, and not that we need to sit more, but just soak in the sunset that's coming up. Check out all the bugs. There's quite a few bugs we're collecting.
Most of those were from Ontario and Michigan.
That's crazy. I just opened almost all the windows, and to feel that warm spring, almost summer breeze come through. At least it feels like summer. We haven't had that in a long time, but just gorgeous. I'm going to go and walk around with Pete, and then we will make a supper and then get up early again and make it to Bozeman, Montana tomorrow. I think we want to do a hike. It's a hike that is just very common there. It's called the M hike, and we do it quite often whenever we're visiting Overland. And so we wanted to stretch our legs, do that, and then get a few supplies before heading down to Flagstaff. So yeah, but it's nice. Home is set up so fast. All it is a turn of a button and everything is in its place. Nothing really moves around. I mean, yeah, pretty simple and straightforward. But you can go outside. Oh, that breeze is just heaven. So I'm not sure what I want to eat. I'm not really that hungry. I don't think Pete is that hungry. Like, when you're driving, you're just not hungry. But I thought something fresh, maybe like a taco salad. Still deciding. Not sure, but we'll see. Last night we just did some dip with some bell pepper and cheese and meat. That's always just a nice, simple go-to. And I don't want to do it for the second time in a row, but I'm kind of leaning that way. Like, I could do the same thing, like super simple, and then make a big breakfast, because we didn't do that, even though we want to wake up early again and hit the road. But I think I can wake up early and make a breakfast this time, because you know the road, like when you first start a road trip and you're just so anxious and you can't sleep the first night even though you're dead tired. That's kind of how it was. Now, you know, we've gotten 14 hours under our belt. It's like we're getting back in the groove of things. I'm a little tired. It is 1 hour difference time zone, which isn't much, but like I go to bed at 9:30, like exactly, or 9. And yeah, so now it's, look, it's 9:39 back home, but 8:39 here. So I don't know if I just make a quick snack, try and make it elegant, and do some different cheeses and maybe some olives. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And then by that time, that'll only take like 20 minutes, then I can go to bed. And good night to the kids. Well, Caroline and Matt, Dan, there they are, and then Pete. I guess they're not kids anymore.
Back on the road. That's a great place to sleep. It's windy up there, so if you don't like the wind or you're in a rig that can't handle the wind, there's lots of spots down lower levels that don't get the wind so bad. Well, I didn't even notice it though. With the Ross Monster, we just sleep like a baby no matter what the conditions are outside. But yeah, beautiful spot. And we are now continuing westward towards Bozeman. And we'll spend a bit of time there, and then begin, I think it's about 15 hours drive south to Flagstaff. We have, today's Tuesday, we have to be there by Thursday afternoon, so I think we're in good shape. Alright, we're officially in Montana and heading west. So we just made it into the town of Bozeman, Montana, our home away from home. We're pretty hungry, so we're gonna go grab something to eat. So we're gonna see if Clay and Rochelle are in town and go say hi and meet up with the rest of the ex-Overland team. Rochelle and some of the folks there are going to be heading down to Overland Expo just like us, and Clay, I think on Thursday, is flying to Europe, and Pete will be flying there and meeting up with the team, so that's exciting. Yeah, so a lot going on. We can't spend too much time here in Montana. We've got to start heading south now towards Flagstaff.
I totally forgot that I didn't have my mic on, and I was talking to you guys that whole time. So basically like the last 2 hours. We came up to one of our favorite spots here, just on the way into Yellowstone National Park, and just stunning. Beautiful river, lots of fly fishing, big mountains, lots of wildlife. And I really wanted to camp and just kind of glass and look to see if I could see any elk or anything like that. But once we got to camp, Pete realized, he's like, oh my goodness, all this rain that we're expecting, it's going to turn to snow up in this elevation. So it was, I think they're expecting between like 4 and 8 inches overnight. So those roads don't get plowed. So we moved out here closer to the highway, about 8 miles closer. And it's kind of neat. It's a area that is a public corral, which is really neat. So yeah, we're gonna camp here, and hopefully it's not too snowy and the roads are plowed in the morning, because we really need to get to Flagstaff to see all of you. So Pete's just kind of making things ready here. This will turn to snow pretty soon.
Yeah, in a couple hours. I'll only have it up for a little while. It's supposed to rain for a couple hours and then change to snow overnight, like in the probably from 10 o'clock or something. But we'll see. Hopefully it just rains all night. Yeah. So it's 0 Celsius, 32 degrees here overnight. Starts snowing around 1 and goes till probably around 6 or 7. So we'll see. But I think Carol probably said we moved closer to the main road, which I'm sure they plow pretty steadily going up to Yellowstone. So we'll just roll with it. Whatever happens, happens. Good morning. So we had a wonderful sleep here at this beautiful spot by a creek and a big cliff, and yeah, just a gorgeous spot in Montana. We're going to get back on the road. The snow that they were forecasting didn't materialize, at least at this elevation. It snowed a little bit, but nothing stuck to the ground. But up a little higher elevation, probably 500 feet above us, they got some snow, enough to cover the ground and whiten everything up. But yeah, we're gonna get back on the road and keep working our way down to Flagstaff, Arizona.
So it just started snowing again this morning. It looks all kind of cozy, but like Pete said, we're back on the road. How many hours do we have? Or where do we want to kind of go today?
Well, it's 14 hours to all the way down there to Flagstaff. So if we go 7 hours, we'll be just south of Salt Lake City, and there's not a ton of dispersed camping there at all. We've been through there a lot. So if we push 10 hours, we could be at Valley of the Gods, which is ideal camping. And then there's only 4 hours on Thursday, which would be kind of nice.
Well, we could do Goosenecks or Valley of the Gods.
Yeah, they're both within a half an hour drive of each other. Rough little section of the road here.
Just made a quick coffee at the rest area here, and then we'll hit the road. It's nice to be able to do that and not have to stop and then waste like a half an hour each time. It's just, we can go to the bathroom, make a coffee, and in and out within 10 minutes.
So we're in Idaho, just south of Pocatello, and on I-15 south. And we just remembered one of our most amazing things that happened to us while going north. We were going north, and sorry, as you say that looks like Chuck right there. Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
The yellow truck.
That'd be crazy.
As we were going north, Vandy was behind us. Me and Caroline were in Worsley, and then all of a sudden they just pulled over really quickly and broke down. And so we turned around, drove all the way back. You had to go in a couple miles forward, take a turn around, go a couple miles back, take a turn around, and then come up behind them. And something had blown a fuel line or something in the engine, and so there was no go from there. Was there any kind of like a banging noise, or did
No, it just went. Lost all our dams. Like we tried shifting it down, it went zero, and then
I lost all power. I just cruised it over to a stop, and I turned it off as fast as I could.
That's all.
Yep. Just from when we pulled over here.
So there we sat in the middle of Idaho on the side of the highway, wondering what to do. So I picked up the phone and started calling tow truck places, and there's not that many around here, but I was able to get a tow truck, and they gave me a quote. Now it was a pretty dire situation. We were trying to get up to Bozeman to visit the Kraft family and do some stuff with Overland. And so the tow truck said, well, all we can do is tow you to Pocatello. But it was Friday afternoon, everything was closed, and any shops wouldn't reopen till Monday morning. And so it was very expensive. I think it was $300 they were going to charge us to tow it there. I was like, I don't know what else I can do. We're in the middle of nowhere. We'd have to get a hotel room. We'd have to sit there for 3 days and then hope that somebody's able to fix it or take us in the morning. And sometimes in a small town, they're heavily booked, and they might say it's a week, So it was pretty dire situation. But I called the tow truck. I got them lined up and coming on their way. And then I turned around from the phone call, and there was a big yellow truck parked, had pulled it right in front of us, and it was one of those vehicle carriers, a car carrier, but it was empty. And there was a guy there, and he said, "Hey, you guys broken down? Do you need a hand?" And I didn't know who he was, so I said, "Well, I've got a tow truck on the way." And he said, "Okay, I could tow you too." At first I thought maybe it was a scam, but it turns out the guy's name was Chuck. He was a fan of our channel. He had gone by the same way we were going, saw that we were broken down, did that big loop that we did, turned all the way back, drove 5 miles back, turned around, came up to us to offer help. And so after talking to him for a little bit, he said, "I can tow you wherever you need to go, and I won't even charge you." And I was like, "That's unbelievable." So I quickly phoned the tow truck and canceled it. And then Chuck said, "Where do you want to go?" And I said, "I don't know. I guess our only chance is Pocatello." He said, "Well, where were you going?" I said, "Well, we were heading up to Bozeman." And he said, "Well, I'm going right through Bozeman." You're like, this is one of those God moments, where it's just, he's like an angel that showed up. And he said, "I don't know, it'll be a bit of a struggle getting your vehicle on, and I've never towed a car with a vehicle with a trailer." We had a trailer behind us at the time, but let's give it a try. So we had just enough battery power with the winch to winch the Jeep up on the trailer, and he drove us up to the Jeep dealership, the Chrysler dealership in Bozeman, which is a 6-hour drive or more, which is just unbelievable. And I offered him money. He said, "No, I got you covered." And Clay came and picked us up there, and we ended up getting the Jeep fixed. So we often talk about Chuck and his kindness, and the fact that he turned around and when he saw us on the side of the road. And once again, thank you, Chuck. But what a story. It was just, we still to this day shake our heads and go, that was just amazing. And he saved our bacon there. Would have cost us a lot, would have put us a week or two, behind. So thanks, Chuck. And for you guys that are travelers, you never know, what can happen out there. You can break down, but it's also been our experience several times on our journeys over the years that amazing things happen that are out of our control. So we believe it's God looking out for us, and that's been our experience. So yeah, that's our story.
At 1:45 though, okay?
1:45, okay. I'll mark that in my calendar.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty, we'll see you then, okay, hon?
Alright, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
So that's cool.
Yeah, so I have an appointment at a sinus specialist, but I got to look up the email I got from one of our viewers who recommended this doctor, so thanks for the recommendation. But yeah, so an appointment after the expo, and at very least, wow, it's raining now. At very least, they're going to scope it and give me an idea of what is needed. The procedure, whatever it is not necessarily something they can do right away, but possibly. But what I'm looking forward to is knowing what's wrong, what the procedure that's required is, and how much it'll be. I think it's $3,000 to $5,000, so it's not cheap. That might be our shipping budget, and then we're not going to Europe. I don't know. I'm kidding. We'll figure it all out. But I do want to get this fixed because it makes it so I have a difficult time talking, and sometimes, it affects a lot more. So we'll let you know how it goes. So we just came through Idaho, and now we just crossed the state line into Utah, which is a very tall state. So we still have 6.5 or more hours to get where we want to go, but it's nice to be making progress.
These days are running slow. Sunsets and shores.
I got your coffee.
Hey, that's our first. We've been to Black Rifle head office a bunch of times, but never to one of their.
No, they're fantastic,
Sure.
and they're so
Yeah.
cool. I could have bought everything in there. the boys would have really liked it. Same with Matt.
Cool.
So I got them a few things, and of course I got some sugar or carb-free energy drinks for the
nice.
long drive, and it has an elk on it.
Oh, you get elk with wings.
Yes. Let's hit the road. Wow, it's pretty.
And to Carol, when we were down in Provo, I wonder if it'll be snowing in the pass. It's almost every time we've come through here, it's been snowing, and sure enough, it's snowing again.
Coming into Moab is the same feeling as like arriving in Banff or something like that.
Yeah.
Where the mountains or the cliffs are just stunning.
It's one of those towns.
And it's full of adventure. Like
Yeah.
everyone's up doing
Bozeman's
adventures.
on that list. Moab, Banff, Jasper. Back in the day, Asheville, North Carolina, I don't know.
Yeah.
Try to find some old pictures, but we have stopped there many times over the years. First with the motorhome and the Jeep behind it, and then years later with just the Jeep and the trailer. We had pictures of that, and then years later with the 2 Jeeps, and then several times thereafter with the motorcycles and all that. So it's kind of between southern Utah and northern and Moab. We'd typically with the kids, we'd pull over there, and every time and they'd go running up to the arch and back just to stretch their legs and kind of reset before we get back on the journey. I thought I'd take a minute and talk about our sponsor for today's video, good friends of the channel. If you're wondering how we find all these epic camp spots and trails, we use Onyx Off-Road. It's an easy download. You can use the free version, but there's all kinds of upgrades to get much more information. And so even right now, we're passing a road to our right that we've never been on. It's just a dirt trail, but it's marked out on Onyx, and it's definitely, if we had time, something we would go explore. It looks like at the end of it is a big canyon.
Oh, wow. That does look beautiful.
Yeah, we wouldn't find any of that stuff without Onyx, so check them out. I'll put a link below, and I'll put a QR code on the video here for you to scan.
So we were just offloading all of our footage, and a lot of you were kind of like, my goodness, we can't hear you over like road noise or just wind and the elements. And so we're like, oh, okay. So we got these new DJI mics, and we were all excited. The first day we were using it, it was, well, yesterday, and I didn't realize that if I'm not wearing the mic, then I have to unplug the top part on the camera. So I did this whole big filming and talking in Montana down by the creek or the river there. And I was all excited. I was all proud. I gave it to Pete, and Pete's like, okay, none of that worked because you weren't wearing your mic, and it was just silent. And I was like, oh no. But you know, you learn from your mistakes. And I was like, okay, today, this morning, I'm like, that will never happen again. Now I know to always keep my mic on, and I was checking everything all day long. We are coming in to Valley of the Gods, and I didn't realize that I need to be checking, well, like 3 things. But the other one was I don't know what you call it, but it's sitting on top of the camera plugged in. And I was like, I kept on looking at my mic and Pete's mic, and it had a green light. So I'm like, okay, those are charged, they're working. And I felt so professional, guys. Like, I was like, wow, I'm gonna do a really, really good job of showing you this place and taking you along on this journey with us. And then I didn't know that I had to be watching the other light, and that had died. So that means all of our talking coming in here, and we were telling stories of the kids with their bikes, our first time here, and it was just magic. And the whole time I was filming, and we were walking and talking and just sharing so much with you guys. And when we first got here, like, I'm going all over the place because I was so excited. Even now, I'm still so excited about being here. You know, we were like lifting our arms up going, wow, this is so cool. It is a magical place when you come here. And it was just so real and just raw. And I kept on looking at the camera going, oh my goodness, like, this is exactly how I wanted to storytell or film. And yeah, there was no audio. So, you live and learn, but it is a still, quiet night. And I don't think there's a moon tonight, so the stars are going to be insane. And the wind died down. Like that. You can't hear anything. It's pretty incredible. The first few stars are coming out. Just beautiful. I hope some coyotes or something wake us up a little bit. In the desert, that's always special. You just feel so remote, but yet super close. Anyways, I bet you tomorrow morning is gonna be beautiful. So I can't wait to show you guys. And I can't wait. I have all the mics, everything charging right now. So moving forward, we learned and we'll conquer this and do better. So let's go in, make something cozy. And I know we have a lot of offloading and stuff to do.